You're watching the Common Fan Podcast, the place where SEC heat, wild predictions, and zero-filter football fans talk. I'm your host, Bryce Tillman. Let's crank it up and talk ball.
Well, I had a countdown, but I guess that didn't work. So, anyways, we are live.
I was watching the countdown
on this Thursday edition of the Tailgate Live. Joining me, as always, is Cameron Williams, and I have Kyle Dewitt muted on purpose.
Why? Loose lip tonight.
What's up, everybody? Again, it's another episode of The Common Fan. We are here to break down the conference championships. And people can have their thoughts. They can have their opinions on, do they want to play in the conference championships anymore? And the answer should always be yes. You should take pride in winning your conference championship. And today, boys, we're going to break it down. We've got some massive games this weekend. Some games we've been looking forward to all season, specifically Ohio State and Indiana, a rematch from Alabama and Georgia. You've got another rematch in BYU and Texas Tech. And then you've got the crazy drunk uncle over at the ACC with a 7-5 Duke playing against a 10-2 Virginia. Virginia pretty much walked the path on them the first time they played. Not sure that will quite happen the exact same way again, but we're going to dive into it today with not only predictions, not only our opinions and previews of it, but we're going to break down a little bit of film for y'all too, boys. New background, new intro video, new things coming to the Common Fan Podcast, and that's only because of the love and support we get from all of you tuning in. So, before we get started, we just got to say, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, get over there and do it. Hit that subscribe
button. Click the link above.
Hit that subscribe button, because without y'all, there is no reason for us to do this. We're at 205 subscribers right now, boys. We got to get to 500. Let's get it going. Come on. What are we doing? Let's go. Come on. Break. Ready? Break.
Pump those numbers up.
Like the video, share it to all your friends. If you're on Facebook right now tuning in with us, share it to your feed. Let's get a bunch of people in here, man. Let's get it going. Y'all get in the comments and give us your favorite war chants for your team. Kyle, do it. I want to start with you first on this. No, I'm sorry. I meant Cameron. I don't want to hear Kyle talk right now. Ohio State.
Whatever. He's still salty about that loss Saturday.
Ohio State versus Indiana, Cameron. And me and you've been talking about this today. Kyle's been getting ready to break down the Alabama-Georgia game coming up next. Ohio State and Indiana. We got to talk about this game, Cameron, because talent is outmatched here. But what is the key factor for this game?
Man, I think it's going to be a really good game. I think that Ohio State's just a well-oiled machine. You know, they know what they do every game. They do the same thing. They run a couple plays. Julian Sayin throws deep bombs, and it's very vanilla, but it's effective. They I feel like Julian Sayin is, if he gets time in the pocket, he will pick you apart. He likes those one-on-one matchups. They got some dogs on that team. Right now, Julian Sayin is leading the nation in completion percentage. He's just a dog. He's just very vanilla. Like I said, he's not very, very flashy. He's not going to make some crazy plays. He's just going to get time in the pocket. And he's just going to make good, accurate throws for yardage. They'll run the ball some. We talked about it. They got an excellent running back, Bo Jackson. Yeah, I know. He can make plays. The thing about Ohio State is that they will pick you on short passes and short runs to death, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, there's an 80-yard bomb that Carnell Tate just took to the house. So, they're very well-oiled machine. On the other side of the ball, Indiana, like you said, Bryce, chaos. That is what they're known for. You don't ever know what they're really going to do. Mendoza, he's in the Heisman race for a reason. He's flashy. He can extend plays. When everybody's on his neck in the pocket, he extends a play somehow every time. So I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a lot better, and it's going to be one of the better Big Ten championships we've seen.
1,000%.
Kyle, to his point, the key factor that he mentioned there was about Ohio State being able to stretch the field, being able to go all over the field and get people open because Sayan's got so much time in the backfield with that offensive line unit. If Indiana can get in and disrupt the front and send a pass rush in there and they're able to survive man coverage, I think Indiana has a shot. But that could get ugly really quick in man coverage if they're not able to get pass rushing going. And you've got Jeremiah Smith on the outside get one-on-one man and Cornell Tate one-on-one man. But I don't think, and maybe you do from the offensive side that you come from, what's another way that Indiana could attack this on the defensive front that could possibly slow down this threat from the pass game? Because people can say what they want about Bo Jackson. He's not the same one as the legendary, but he is good. But
Rumor is his nephew.
He can be stopped. That's what I'm getting at here. So if you're Indiana, before we break down these few plays we got right here, schematically on defense, how would you attempt to stop this dynamic Ohio State offense?
Well, if you watch Julian Sayin, I've watched him a lot here the last couple of weeks. He's very methodical and very systematic, right? Every route tree, he's got a spot that he knows his receiver's going to catch it, right? If his receiver's got an outside release on a go route or a comeback, he's got a spot that he knows only his receiver's going to hit. He's going to throw it to there every single time. So I don't think you line up man on them. I think you got to go maybe some press man, maybe even some light cover 3, cover 4, something that you can shade or act like you're about to blitz and drop back into coverage real quick. Something just to disrupt them and keep him behind the sticks. If Julian Sayin gets pressured, which he hasn't really been pressured a lot this year, hasn't really been thrown in a spot where he had to make big plays like he had to, right? He just makes them because he's been able to. That's the spot I want to see how he responds. You know what I'm saying?
And that's perfect, Cameron. This is a really good point for us to go in and talk about this deep touchdown pass from Sayin to Tate that you broke down on the coverage today and sent to me in the Ohio State and Michigan game. So bear with us. We're going to try to get this video pulled up real quick. We want to play this play for y'all, and then we want to break it down about what happened right here.
Sayin sprints out of the pocket, looks backside, down the field, Tate, touchdown.
So that play right there, Kyle, that play right there, they were in too high, but they were not man covered because Ohio State was running the ball pretty efficiently that game. And so why were they were in too high right there? And I didn't understand that because Bo Jackson, like I said, he was running the ball pretty efficiently at that point in the game. Indiana can't make that same mistake that Michigan did right there on that. Because even though high, you get and they create separation like that from crossing over the middle field. I'm going to play it one more time to show you what I'm talking about right here.
Sayin sprints out of the pocket, looks backside, down the field, Tate, touchdown.
You see your full safety was still high, but your strong safety bit down from the guy coming over the middle of the field right there. So that's creating separation. In man coverage, you can't do that, but man coverage comes with a price, man. It comes with a price.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, if you see, like you said, that safety bit down, well, that was just a good play on the receiver too to see that and say, okay, I'm gonna stretch this field wide left now. When I'm lined up on the right side, I'm gonna run by this second safety over here that ought to give you room on the inside, and he just took it, took it for the length.
So that goes back to what I was saying about Sayin and knowing exactly the spot his receivers are going to catch certain routes. That's a basic inside seam route. They're reading that strong safety or that free safety, right? If he's feeding more towards the right side of the field, now he's coming kind of even running a glance route where he's going to the opposite field goal post, which exactly what he did there. If that safety doesn't bite down, then it's a whole shot, 15 yards right over top of the linebacker. So just them having that chemistry and saying, I know exactly where he's about to catch this ball. I mean, it's too easy for him.
So one more time, and my last point on this play, and then I'll move on from it. I want y'all to count in your head seconds that Sayin has to throw this football.
Sayin sprints out of the pocket, looks backside, down the field, Tate, touchdown.
I got 4 seconds.
I got 4.5 to 5 seconds right there. You can't do that every play, or you will get destroyed in this game. And one more point that I have to ask real quick. If Bo Jackson's able to get a run game going for Ohio State, and he has 150 yards rushing, this game could get ugly, yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. 100%.
Right now, what I'm seeing is there's not a lot of contain there. Everybody was just kind of building around the pocket, and Julian Sayin stayed in the pocket. He's stepping up into the pocket. They run edges a lot. They don't run a whole lot up the gut. And I feel like if he gets a game going even up the gut or hits the edges and get the run game really going, they're just going to load the box up more, which is going to create more one-on-ones, and they're going to pick them apart.
So and that's the thing with Big Ten. You don't see a lot of 4-4, or 4-5, no nickel. I mean, you see mostly nickel, 3-down linemen, the rest all dropping into coverage. That's what you see. I mean, you're not getting that pressure off the edge, right? A big stand-up edge coming off the end, setting the tone and setting the edge. You don't see that a lot.
All right, final question right here for y'all, and I want to get y'all's input on it. How many? Let's make a prediction real quick. How many turnovers can Indiana's defense create that will make them win this game?
I think they have to have at least 2.
They have to have 2. Whether that's fumble, interception, however they can get it.
Does the turnover on defense have to be a touchdown?
No.
Okay. And this is why, because we got this play right here about Fernando Mendoza and what he can do and how special of a playmaker that he is. Look, it's no secret, like we said at the beginning of the show, that Indiana doesn't have the talent that Ohio State has, but they know how to create chaos, just like they did right here on this play. Let me get it pulled up. Last second, or at the end of the game against Penn State, that Penn State was fired up, playing hard that game. I know they haven't had the best season, but they were aggressive in that game and playing Indiana hard. But Fernando Mendoza found a way to win the game.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out.
I don't know why that cut off so early, but you get this. You get what I'm saying. If Indiana can score, create turnovers and make plays like that and create the chaos in the backfield to Sayin, I think they have a legit shot in this game. But how likely is that to happen is the question.
So what you can look at there too is as he was throwing the ball, he was getting hit. You couldn't count the seconds on that one because that was almost immediate pressure, and that's kind of why I feel like Mendoza has the ability to make a play here. I mean, if he can make a throw like that, getting tackled, because his feet was not set. I feel like that's what he's going to have to do because I feel like Ohio State's probably going to give him just the same amount of pressure as Penn State did there in this game.
Yep.
So,
last note I got right here says the field goals will not beat touchdowns, and that is not a truer statement. Indiana can't kick field goals and try to hang in this game. They have to score with them.
Yeah, Michigan tried that, and it didn't work out.
The physicality of Ohio State's defense could possibly wear Indiana down. But this is an Indiana team that beat a good Oregon team by 10 points. So,
yeah,
interested to see it.
They line up across the board. I mean, I think they're pretty equal in talent across the board. It's going to be who has the better defense, in my opinion. There's
a lot of me that wants to say that Indiana wins this game, boys, but I got to come out and give my prediction on it. I got Ohio State winning this game 27-16. I think Ohio State physically outmatches them. I think they physically dominate them on every aspect on the field, and that's not a shot at Indiana. That's a compliment to the number one team in this country right
now. I'm going to have to disagree with you here. This is where I think Indiana shows why they should be in the playoffs here. I think they are going to give the most competition that Ohio State's seen all year. I'm rolling Indiana here to upset 27-26.
Whoa,
Dang.
1 point, baby. 1 point. That's awesome. And you know what? Either way, whoever wins or loses this game is obviously in the playoffs, right?
Oh,
yeah,
they're
just
1,000.
They're I feel like Indiana's got a little bit more grit because they haven't won one. You know what I mean? I feel like they got a little bit more want to in them. But Ryan Day's just so good right now. He's in his peak as we're talking. I don't know. I think Ohio State wins. I think they win with flying colors. I mean, Ohio State 31-24.
31-24, 10-point game. We're not off, Kyle. I got 11 points. You got 10 points. So we're right there at
31-24.
Yeah, I got one thing.
Oh, you got 7. You got a touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one thing to ask you guys.
All right.
Is Brian Hartland OC in this game, or is he going to USF?
He's gonna finish. Yeah, he's gonna finish the season now.
Okay, I just didn't know there was any clarity on that yet.
Lane's the only one that's not finishing.
Yeah. All right, let's hit this chat for a second before we move on to Bama and Georgia next, boys. We got Mr. Joe Allen. Shout out sharp42.ag, sponsored by our boy Joe Allen. $50 off and free play right now when you sign up. And when you make your first deposit, you get $50 back in, or 50% of that back in free play. Hit up Joe Allen. Hit up us to get started today on that. We got our boy Hayden West in the chat. He says, "What's up, fellas?" He also says, "I think Ohio State wins this by 2 scores." I do too.
I think they
Hayden.
can.
I do too.
I think they can.
I am with you on that, Mr. Hayden. And then he says, "Can we all agree Gus Johnson is the best play-by-play commentator?" Dude, I will never forget the game where he says, "You got barbecue and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings." Love that guy, man. So glad that we're on ABC now with them to get these more night games, too. That's a big thing about that. That's one of the main reasons why the Iron Bowl was that night. Pretty cool. And then we got our boy Colt Merritt, Mr. Lane Kiffin, Truther says, "Let's go, Cameron." I'm assuming he's talking about you picking Indiana to win that game.
Yeah.
He's not scared.
All right, y'all burn that chat. Burn that chat up for us, fellas. We appreciate y'all being in here with us. Send it to all your buddies. Right now, go on your Facebook feed, share it to everybody there, and then tell them sapsuckers to go on over to our YouTube page and subscribe while they're there. So, moving right on along, Kyle, let's talk about it, man. You're Alabama lining up for a historic rematch at Atlanta against the Georgia Bulldogs. I feel like we've seen this game 100 times, but I'll watch it 150 times and hate watching every time because these games do not get old.
They do not. They do not. I always, me and Branson talk about it all the time. It's like as soon as Georgia's rolling and it looks like Bama's rolling or they get a shot at the SEC or playoffs, it's like, dude, we're going to see Georgia again at some point. You know, we know it's coming. It just happened this time. It's going to be an SEC championship. So it's going to be exciting. Gosh, man, it's one of those games. It's just like the Iron Bowl in a sense. It's like you got an idea of what's going to happen, but you don't know.
We say we don't know what'll happen in this game, but Alabama has dominated this series, Cameron Williams.
Yes, they have.
I mean, we talked about it this year for the regular season game. It going in was like if they play like they did against Florida State, they're getting wags. And then the next day, it's like, are they the best team in the country? What just happened?
But I gotta ask.
Well,
with Alabama going into Athens and breaking their home game winning streak of how many games was it? I forget. A lot.
Oh, it was a lot. No, it was more than that, wasn't it?
More than that. It was like 30-something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was like
it was in the 40s.
36.
It was in the 40s.
I
Well,
don't think it was that much.
Look it up.
All I'm going to say is,
it was South Carolina.
Them boys is going to have a chip on their shoulder.
No, I agree. 1,000%.
Well, both sides will have a chip because with a loss, Georgia's in. With a loss, Bama's likely out. So
yeah, we don't know that.
We'll have a chip.
We don't know. We don't know
that. But that Monday show, this following Monday recap show, make sure y'all tune in because we are going to light into it, break down every scenario that could happen with that. But my main header there for this game is that this game is about composure, not hype. And I couldn't think of anything more accurate to this game. And then my next key factor right here for this game says, which QB handles pressure without mistakes? Cameron, I'll start with you. Or I'll give my opinion, and I want to roll it over to you. When you look at these quarterbacks, and I know that people have said, Ty's had a few off games, and his off game stats, I would have taken every game this season if we're just being completely truthful with you.
And those off games are games where he was pressured like crazy.
But I'm gonna dive into that too in a second. But
what's your turn, pal?
Huh?
What's your turn?
When you look at you look at Ty Simpson and you look at Gunnar Stockton, Cameron, I have no option, no choice but to trust Ty Simpson more than I do Gunnar Stockton. Is that a crazy thing to say?
Absolutely not. I trust Ty Simpson more than Gunnar Stockton.
How'd that taste coming out?
Oh, horrible. I want to throw up.
No, I think Ty still got it. But I've told you guys the past 3 weeks Alabama's played, the recipe's there. I've told y'all every week. What did Auburn do? They put pressure on Ty. What did Oklahoma do? How did Oklahoma win that game? They put pressure on Ty. They put pressure on Ty Simpson. And don't think that Kirby Smart don't know. The only problem is Kirby's not known for pressure this year. He's not known to put pressure on quarterbacks. But with Alabama trying to get a run game going, that is Georgia's specialty. They shut down run game.
Well, look, man, I'll be honest with you.
They didn't have a run game the first time.
Last week at that Iron Bowl, I watched, and I preached all season about the rush defense for Auburn. But I watched Alabama pretty much run that ball whenever they wanted to. I mean, they had over 100 yards rushing. They come on with it. Now, Jan Miller's hurt, and the workload's going to be on Daniel Hill and A.K. Deere here. I worry about Hill's stamina, man, because he's a big back. Is he a back that can constantly roll out an 8, 9, 10-play drive back to back to back? And if not, is A.K. Deere the type of back that can step in and get that 3-yard strain whenever it comes down to it on a third or second and third or possibly a third and short conversion? Is he the type of back when Daniel's gassed on the sideline, can Deere stretch out and get that first down, Kyle?
It's hard to say with Deere because we haven't seen him a whole lot. What we have seen is you see vision. You see that when he does see that hole, he hits it hard. It's hard to say he's going to get 3 or 4 yards per carry against Georgia, right? But I think that's what you use Daniel Hill for. Daniel Hill's going to get 3 or 4 yards, and he's going to bust a good one every now and then. Daniel Hill has probably the best center of gravity out of any of the running backs. He's made several plays against Tennessee, last week against Auburn, Oklahoma, where he gets hit and you're like, okay, he's down. Nope, he done bodied 3 or 4 more guys and rolls and gets 5 or 6 yards. But it's the same thing for the run game. It's been all season. It's been non-existent, right? We have a 50, 60, 70-yard rushing game, but the rushes that we needed, the yardage, they got. The rest was on Ty. Now, we do need that 100 to 150 yards of rushing from Daniel Hill, A.K. Deere, and Jan Miller, if he's back, because he's questionable. Kevin Riley, number 28, he's out. So the run game is going to be in question for sure. We need it. We need 100 to 150 yards of rushing without a doubt. They need to utilize Ty more. I mean, how many times
we seen it at the Iron Bowl?
Yeah, he busted a 28-yarder.
Pretty good one.
What about the 18-second long 4th and 1 to gain 2 yards?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it takes, right?
Ugliest scramble I've ever seen, but it worked.
What about Alabama stopping the run, Kyle? I know LT Overton's going to be out this game.
Yeah, that sucks. First off, So, and it's what we talked about. Bama's defense was at the point when we played Georgia the first time. We were like, I don't know. I think they have some identity crisis there. They had the effort that they didn't have at Florida State. Like, what's going on? And the defense really wasn't that great against Georgia, but it was good enough. And I think we've seen them just do nothing but elevate since that game. And even last week, I mean, they played phenomenal last week. Asher Daniels is just, hey, give me 3 reads, and he was gone. He was getting him some yards. So without that, I mean, DBs looked great. Bray Hubbard's a freaking headhunter. I mean, he had a forced fumble against Georgia. That was a turning point. So I think the defense is where we need it to be for this game, but they got to really lock in. We got a lot of people hurt. That's
got Cameron. They got to control Nate Frazier, right? I know,
Yeah.
Nate Frazier's electric. One of the best runs. One of the best, and we have this play broke down right here, but one of the best runs he had of the season was at Mississippi State. And look, the thing with Nate Frazier is that it's not just him, because Cash Jones is good too. And there's that other guy, and the name went blank. If y'all got ESPN up, look up that other running back for Georgia. It's at the tip of my tongue right now. I'm going to play this play right here. And this is an example of what Alabama cannot get into and start doing in this game, or I have a hard time seeing them tough it out.
Stockton hands it off. Room for Frazier, and he's inside the 40. It's a foot race. Frazier at the 10 keeps his balance. Doesn't.
We can't. If you're Alabama and Bray Hubbard and them, especially in a second, the front seven's got to handle that though, right? It starts in the trenches, and then it finishes in the secondary. But if it makes it past the front seven, right, Bray Hubbard and them, they can't miss them. They got to make them tackles. They got to wrap up. I mean, we've seen Bray Hubbard come up, and if I'm not mistaken, he's the one that caused the forced fumble on Cam Coleman in the Iron Bowl, right?
Yep. And he caused the forced fumble on Nate Frazier against Georgia. Bray Hubbard comes downhill, but that gets him in trouble sometimes too, because he's coming downhill and everybody's working to push the back outside. That back sees a hole, cuts it inside. There's no one backside for him.
And Nate Frazier can do that. He can do that. He's very shifty.
Nate Frazier only had 30 yards against us. It was Chauncey Bowens that had –
Bowens, that's it. There he is. That
carries for 190
He's really good.
yards.
He's really good too. But while we're sitting here talking about what Alabama's defense has got to do, I mean, we got to talk about what Georgia's defense has got to do, right? I mean, they still got to stop an explosive offense and Ty Simpson and the boys. Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard. I don't know what's up, Ryan Williams, man. Did he get in trouble or something at Bama? Is there something behind doors? Did he get in trouble about something?
And here's my thing with that too, right? Because they're like, oh, he got no targets. He didn't get any catches. Go look at the stats from the LSU game last year.
Brother.
No targets then.
Brother, he didn't get on the field in the Iron Bowl.
Oh, he played.
He come in very shortly because I've seen
a handful of plays. A handful. Yeah. No targets.
And how much of that is systematic, right? How much of that is game plan? You know what I mean? I don't know why you game plan it away from Ryan Williams, but how much of that was?
But he hasn't been a factor.
Oh, yes.
Isaiah Horton had 3 touchdowns in the Iron Bowl, but still to this day, I'll tell y'all right now,
he's one of 3.
But there's not but one receiver in this country that I would take over Jeremy Bernard right now, and that's Jeremiah Smith. I'm telling you, Jeremy Bernard could be the X factor in this game Saturday. He is talented.
He was last time. Jeremy Bernard was last time, but and I think that's where you need Isaiah Horton stepping up, right? That clip I sent for Vandy, I mean, he's probably the best route runner, I would say, as far as getting open and separating space and being a big body receiver. Ty's got to take advantage of that. Dude's 6'4", crazy wingspan.
Let's run these plays by Bama you got right here. That's going to back up everything we were just talking about with the passing game and also the running game. Now, this is Jam Miller in this play, but it serves purpose for the offensive line, getting in the trenches and winning it there and creating space. And I think Daniel Hill and AK Deer can make plays just like this when they're out in open space.
Simpson surrounded. Beautiful throw and a great leaping catch. Isaiah Horton almost went off to the races. Martell Height tackled him.
But a terrific catch and run by Horton, who's made an immediate impact as a transfer from Miami.
And Ryan Grubb called him their most dependable wide receiver.
Last Saturday night, 36-yard gain, big hole, Jam Miller.
You do that Saturday and you continue to repeat that. I think that Alabama will be looking very well in this game. And guys, when you're watching that film, keep in mind who that was against. That's against Vanderbilt, who is 10-2 right now and is knocking on the door of the playoffs as well. Vandy should be in the playoffs too. Let's just say that they need to be there.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to be the toss up if Duke beats Virginia. I think that Miami is going to end up squeaking in, and I don't know what's going to happen with the ones below.
If Duke beats Virginia, they can't because they have to have the 2 auto bid spots for the next 2 highest ranked conference champs.
They're already have that.
No, they're not. 11 and 12 spots open.
They won't be the highest bid if Virginia wins. If Virginia wins that game, they'll be the highest bid. If Virginia wins,
ACC's in. And then the winner of Tulane, North Texas goes in because JMU's sitting at 25.
All right, let's not get off that real quick. Let's finish it up. I got to ask the question.
It's cold.
What quarterback's going to make the mistake? They can't both be perfect this game. It's not going to happen like that. What quarterback's going to make the mistake?
I don't think it's Ty. Because Ty's one of those quarterbacks that learns, and he's been dealing with it for the last couple of weeks.
But I also know that Kirby Smart's watched film to play devil's advocate here, and I know he knows what to disrupt.
100%. Now, let's say which quarterback makes the costly mistake, the one that it really matters. Because I think you could get away with both of them having.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at with it.
Well, if I say mine's going to give away my prediction, but I'm going to say it. I think.
Well, go ahead. Hey, roll in with your prediction right after it, baby. Just go ahead and flow that prediction out there.
I think Kirby Smart has broke down every part of Alabama since that. This is the second time they've played them. I feel like they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. And to be honest with you, they're ticked off about Alabama coming into Athens and breaking their home game and embarrassing them in front of their home fans. They got really hot at the end of the season here. Gunnar Stockton's looked better to me than he has all season. Man, I'm gonna say Ty. If any quarterback makes a mistake here, it's gonna be Ty. I think the run game is working for Georgia. I think they can do whatever they want to do on the ground. I think it's gonna be a close game.
And Gunnar runs well too. Gunnar runs
hard. Gunner's a running back quarterback. I mean, he's built like one. He runs like one. I don't know, man. I guess because I watched every single play and down of them against Mississippi State a couple weeks ago, and it was just like, wow, where's this team been whenever they were in overtime with Ole Miss or Tennessee, going to the wire with them. And I was like, man, where was this identity at then? But I feel like they've got it figured out. Kirby's a jam-up coach. I'm taking Georgia 27-24.
27-24.
I ain't mad at it.
Game. Kyle, lay it on us, baby. What you thinking with it?
I'm seeing at least a double overtime, maybe even a triple, going to the 2-point conversion.
8, like Georgia Tech.
I mean, we haven't seen it. You know what I mean? We haven't seen Georgia Bama go crazy overtimes like that. I think they have the really good potential to go to overtime because you're gonna have that cat and mouse back and forth chess game. I think they go to overtime at 27 all. I think both teams score, and then the second overtime, maybe they don't. And I think Bama gets the 2-point conversion over them. I'm going to go 36-34 Bama.
Yeah, you can't go.
Got to roll with my boys. Got to roll with my boys.
You got to roll. Yeah, you got to. Look, man, I'm not going to be mad either one. I don't think Alabama is going to be out of it. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter to me. It might actually just make it a little harder of a home game in the first round of playoffs. But
if Bama's beat by 2 scores, they're out.
Sure.
I don't see them beat by 2 scores, though.
I don't mean to be that guy here, and it's not a shot at Bama. I'm kind of worried if they lose by any point that they might try to find a way to leave them out of here.
I am too.
I'm really worried about that, man.
I am too.
Why are they trying to leave them out? What's the reason?
It's Bama.
Well,
I don't see that.
Them moving them up to 8 shows that
That's-
they want to keep him in. But
That's me because you put Notre Dame behind them. That's
Notre
you
Dame
said-
shouldn't be in it.
I agree, but it kind of gives you some cushion for Bama to keep them in.
That's
is
right.
what I'm thinking.
That's right. Exactly right.
Oh, well, I think that this game comes down to also turnover. And I think that will decide this game because they will be so tight on each side of the ball. And I think that there will be a game-winning field goal to win this. The last game, Ohio State and Indiana, we said field goals will win this game. Field goals will win this matchup. It will win this matchup. Kirby will be Kirby. But we don't need Kirby to be the same Kirby that fumbles the bag against Bama like we've seen in the past. I don't think that's happening this time, man. I think that Georgia finds a way to pull it out. I've got Georgia winning this one 31-28 with a field goal.
Man, we was close. We're all close.
All right, let's hit this chat real quick before we roll in and talk about BYU and Texas Tech in the Big 12 matchup. Because, Kyle, like we was just talking about, that is a matchup right there that could get interesting. If BYU wins that game, then you're looking at two Big 12 teams in the playoffs probably. And if Bama loses the SEC championship, that's going to be tough.
That's where it kicks them out.
That's
where
going to be tough. That's where it hurts them. Let's hit the chat real quick. We said
that's where it's going to kick Bama or Notre Dame out.
Hey, West says, you got to think Georgia's going to come out pumped with all the noise of Alabama dominating this game. I've actually heard fairly biased takes on this game. I haven't really seen
They had the
side or
same
other.
feeling at September 28th.
Colt Merritt says, has Kirby ever been beat twice in one season?
Yes,
By
sir.
Bama, I'm
100%.
assuming. He's talking about Bama there.
Yes,
'cause he
Bama
has
beat
lost.
Kirby twice in the same season, right?
Who?
Multiple.
Bama beat who?
Didn't Saban beat Kirby like multiple
He
times?
beat him twice.
Beat him in SEC, lost in the Natty.
That's right. Dwayne Parker says Alabama by 14. Alabama
Come
by
on.
14 points.
What a con.
Tyler
Here's the
Settles
thing.
said, "What's up, Tyler? I tagged you on Facebook trying to get you to hop in here with us, baby. I think Bama gets in this year after what happened last year. Are you saying that they get
I
in
hope
with a
so.
loss? If they get in with a loss, that'll be deserving but shocking. I'll say that. That's the best way to put that."
There's a
Colt
lot of
Merritt
deserving
said,
there.
"I don't think it was twice.
It wasn't twice.
They didn't beat them.
Here's my thing. I was big last year on Texas beating Georgia because I was like, you're not going to beat a good team twice. What Georgia do? They beat them twice in the same season, so it can be done. It's just
I'm
it's
thinking
Kirby we're
about-
talking about.
I'm
It's
thinking
Kirby.
about Georgia beating Texas twice in the same season. I
Yeah,
think.
Kirby beat Texas twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So
It'd be tough.
I mean, we're talking, that this is a game that Georgia's going to be ready for. If there's even an increment of a doubt that Bama doesn't make the playoffs from losing this game, I promise you them boys are going to be fired up. I promise
They're going to
you,
be ready.
Kalen-
I promise you.
I promise you, Kalen DeBoer's going to be fired up. Ryan Grubb.
Him and old Grubby's cooking right now.
They figuring something out. And,
They gonna have a game plan.
They're gonna have Ty walk to the sideline.
Yeah.
Like,
They'll Caden Proctor special. Give
yeah.
me that 3rd and 1.
Kirby owns
Kirby on start.
Tyler Settle says Kirby owns Sark. He might as well call him Daddy.
If DeBoer wins this, Kirby's calling DeBoer daddy because that's 3-0.
Colt Merritt says Kirby been cooking up something. What you think he's cooking up there in Athens?
That's what I'm
What
saying.
you think he's got?
He's cooking. Kirby's cooking. DeBoer's cooking. I mean, you can't expect
Elephant, little elephant stew, Cam. Maybe a little bit of elephant stew.
DeBoer's got bulldog burgers.
Oh,
Got a whole
man.
squad.
You know what's sad though? Me and you both picking against Kyle's team is probably gonna make us look, like idiots. So
Hey,
I usually don't pick Kyle's team, so it's nothing new for me.
he never picks Alabama.
yeah, but we just kind of like double co-host against him. Cursed him. I don't know, man.
Let's see.
This is intriguing
One more-
though, because I feel like you said, I don't know if it'll come down necessarily what quarterback, but does a running back, with them both trying to get the running games going, does a running back fumble?
It's going to be defense.
That gonna be your
It's gonna be
turnovers?
defense. I don't think you're going to
It's
have
gonna be
missed field goals.
I think it's going to be some special teams. I mean, it's going to be in my opinion, I think it's going to be like old school Saban versus Kirby, where like the defense really on both sides steps up. And you don't see a real flashy offense. They just make the shots when they do. But the defense and the special teams is making plays like muff punts or a block kick or a kick return. I think you'll see some of that.
I agree with Colt Merritt right here. He says Lucky's game right here, Lawson Lucky. That's a name that has kind of been a little colder this year than we expected. I do expect him to be a part of this game. And I also look for, the tight end. Bowers.
And Cuevas is out.
Cuevas?
Yeah, he's out.
No, he's probable.
He's not back? He's not. I was going to say he's probably coming back.
I'm sorry, he was questionable today.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Phone's dead.
All right, moving on along, fellas. Moving on along. We got the Big 12, the fireworks offense they have out there, but not this game. Not this game right here. This is two teams that play defense. They're not like a typical Big 12 team. They're pretty heavy up front on both sides on both teams, on both sides of the ball. The BYU crowd, they want Texas Tech to not have control of this game. And because Texas Tech dominated this game from start to finish in the regular season when they played. So BYU wants control, but Texas Tech wants to continue with causing havoc like they did the first time around in this game. Because what happened? First drive of the game, they make BYU punt. BYU makes Texas Tech punt. First drive of the game, Texas Tech goes down the field. Muff punt by BYU. Texas Tech gets it, scores first drive. So the chaos is what Texas Tech wants. BYU's got to clean it up this time around. And how do they do that? They got to slow down Texas Tech's tempo offense they like to run because Texas Tech is fast. Even though they're big up front, they're fast. And they're constantly catching defenders and movement. I don't know how much y'all have really studied up on BYU and Texas Tech this year. We know that Texas Tech's got probably the best linebacker in the country there. We know that Bear for BYU is a pretty decent quarterback. We know that Texas Tech starting quarterback went down, but the second string come in there and looked just as good as the first string.
Yeah, lining up.
What do y'all think about this game and the outcome of this game if BYU wins? Both of two Big 12 teams are in the championship in the college football playoffs.
I think you will see that if BYU wins. There's no doubt about it because BYU's only loss is to Texas Tech. They haven't lost anybody else. I just think Texas Tech is too dominant. They were too dominant in the first game. If it was a closer game in the first game, I'd be like, okay, maybe BYU gets them this time. I just don't see it. Texas Tech dominated that game.
Yeah. Jacob Rodriguez. That defense, Texas Tech.
What a beautiful mustache he has.
Yeah, the dude's a beast, though. I mean, you're a linebacker in the Heisman talks. You're doing work. So,
hey, he has scored a touchdown as a quarterback.
Yeah, and forced a fumble and scored the touchdown. So,
yep.
He's a beast. I think that's going to be the defensive side of Texas Tech is going to own this game. That's
100%. Yeah. That's why they're at. It's their defense.
BYU's defense is very good at the pass rush, and I want to show y'all that right here because I made sure to note that today when I was looking at, I tasked y'all with a game to look at, and this is the game that I checked out. I watched this. I'm fixing to play this play right here. Watch BYU's pass rush on this specific play right here.
Look how stretched they are right here. Wharton, quick drop, standing, pressured again, dropped again. BYU's pass rush gets home. That is your guy, Jack.
I counted 4 blue jerseys in the backfield. 4. Now,
they had
one of them
crisscross there too, coming off.
It was a delayed stunt. That's right. So the linebackers come in and they hit the opposite gaps on a delayed blitz there. If you go back and watch the all 22 of that game, they do that quite often, and it causes havoc. Now, that was the first drive of the game. That was right after Texas Tech made BYU muff the punt. BYU comes in there, defense, comes in clutch, holds them to a third down. Texas Tech is forced to kick a field goal there. That first drive, the first two drives of that game for BYU, I would actually say probably the first quarter. The first quarter of that game, if BYU can play like that all 4 quarters against Texas Tech this go around, I think they have a legit shot. But what you don't want to see is Texas Tech getting BYU in third down situations like this, because it's not so much of this play that was important to me. I want y'all to look at what the downage and the yardage was on this third down when I play this video.
Right. As good a pair of pass rushers there are, and they're going to try to avoid the pass rush and run it.
Texas Tech having them in the 3rd and 13, BYU having to just stay on the ground game to play conservative here, because that's what BYU does. Texas Tech wants BYU to be conservative, stay on the ground, because that's what BYU relies on is the big up fronts. And if you're getting them in 3rd and long, they're just deciding to run it and punt the ball away to live to fight another day here. I think that's going to be the key in this game for BYU. If they want to win this game, they got to stay in 3rd and short, or convert second and longs, or 3rd and 1s or 3rd and 2s if they want to have a shot in this game, Kyle.
Yeah, it's staying ahead of the sticks is what you don't want your first down, to be a draw and it'd be 2nd and 12. Now you're behind the sticks, and then take a sack. Now it's 3rd and 14 behind the sticks again. They're staying ahead of the sticks is where they need to be. If they can stay ahead of the sticks all game and not get in those situations where being too conservative is just going to cause a 4-3 and out, then I think they can be okay. Again, Texas Tech is ruthless right now. I'm big on them.
BYU is going to have to dink and dunk. They're going to have to, like you said, no negative plays on first down. It's going to have to be short yards, short passes, and keep driving. Extend, take time off the clock. Keep Texas Tech off the field. Maybe they come out, on top here.
And BYU is one of the most disciplined teams in this country on penalties. They're not a very much penalized team. They handle the ball pretty well in that aspect of it. I got a note right here about Texas Tech. It says, if Texas Tech plays a clean game, they win. If BYU takes over from forcing throws, they win. And with the pass rush, if BYU is able to establish a pass rush here, they will win this game, I think. Unfortunately, I don't personally see that happening. I think Texas Tech is too dominant. I honestly think this Texas Tech team can make a deep run in the playoffs here. I think that you could see this same Texas Tech team line up right now and beat Oregon. They could probably beat James Madison. They could beat Tulane. They could probably they can line up and play football with Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt makes playoffs. They certainly can line up and play against Notre Dame right now. That linebacker and that defense front seven, you got to assume they would probably be able to contain Jeremiah Love if they made it there. I got Texas Tech winning this game, and I got them covered. I got 24-10. I just think Texas Tech's defense is too dominant for BYU.
I might have missed the ball on that one. I was a little higher on the score there.
No, I felt like I was too low once I wrote it down, but I just went with my gut feeling here. So, what you got?
I got them at 24-34. Texas Tech winning 10-point game.
What's
is
the
not
spread?
Covering the spread 12.5, I believe. Am I right, Bryce?
Yeah. I think the spread is 12.5. I think it stayed there too. I don't think it's moved. I opened it.
Give me Texas Tech by 13.
Okay.
Covering the spread.
They're going to cover.
What's your score
on? Give me Texas Tech 35, BYU 21. I think it's a big game. I think it's a big game for Texas Tech. I think it's a stamp on their entrance into the college football playoff.
Okay.
Lock them in the top 4, first round bye.
Yep.
Both of y'all are up there. I don't hate it. I kind of respect BYU's front seven after watching a little bit of film on them today and just kind of studying up on what they're about. I think they're actually pretty decent up front. They got some bodies up there. So, again, we're going to hit this chat before we break down the Drunk Uncle ACC Conference Championship. Let's see. Tyler Siddle says he agrees Texas Tech by 14. Right on. Hayden West says those stunts will also bite you in the tail against the run. True. Will not argue that. But how much does Texas Tech really sit back and run the ball? That's a food for thought there. How much do they just rely on their run game? If they get it going, that's great. But I've not really seen a whole lot of that from Texas Tech this year. So he also comes back and says, I think it's a repeat of the first matchup. Well, the first matchup was a loss by 19. I think it was 19-0 fourth quarter, and I think maybe I'm wrong on that. Don't quote me on that score. But I think it was by a pretty good bit. I think they did lose by 19 first time. Check it out, Cam. Tyler Settle says that's going to be tough to slow Texas Tech down. I'm pretty sure they run more offensive plays than any team in the country. That's a fair assessment. And my counter to that is, welcome to the Big 12. That's what they do out there.
Well, that helps if they have a good defense,
29-7.
29-7 would have put you at 12.
22.
22.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a little closer, but maybe I'm a little off my score. I just feel like you said, I feel like that BYU's going to play more conservative, a lot more ground game, and run the clock because they don't want the score to jump up there fast. Texas Tech can score from afar fast. So,
all right, look, guys, I'll be honest with y'all before we break down this ACC game. I didn't even bother with breaking film down on this game because – quite frankly, if I'm just going to be honest with y'all, I really don't care about this game. I think that the ACC is a joke this year, and I think that it will be a slap in their face if they get 2 group of 5 teams in the playoffs. So, get a load of this. You've got Mr. 7-5 Duke playing in the ACC championship against 10-2 Virginia. 7-5 Duke against 10-2 Virginia. And I got to say, this is mind-boggling to me. For Clemson, for Florida State, for Louisville, for Georgia Tech, for
Miami.
Who else? Miami. They all crap the bed to let Duke find their way back in here. And just think about it, boys. If Darian Missa stayed at Tulane, he could quite possibly making it to the playoffs right now with a group of 5 with a lot better record.
You got it right.
But he's at Duke, and they're 7-5 now playing Virginia. Look, we don't have to break this down fully. I'll give my thoughts on it. I want y'all to give y'all's thoughts on it, and we'll wrap this show up. I think that Duke's secondary is horrendous. I think they give up big passing plays. I think they're not effective in the back end, and I think Virginia can sit there in the backfield all day long and have their way this game. I think that Virginia's defense will dominate Duke. I think Darian Minson's good, but I think everybody else around him is not. I expect Virginia to take a turnover to the house for 6 points. They will be efficient in the red zone. The calmer team will win, which will be Virginia, because I don't think they'll be pressured at all. I like Virginia in this game, 34-17.
That was literally the score of the first game.
No, it wasn't.
They played. What was the score when they first played?
34-17.
The first score to the Ohio State game was 20.
No. When Duke
when
played.
Duke?
No way.
Already.
And Virginia played 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
It was 34-17. I thought Virginia spanked them harder than that.
No, 34-17.
Right. Well, look, I'll change my score to 34-10, and that's how confident I am in Virginia.
I'm close to you. I got Virginia winning 31-14. But I will say, out of this game, really the only person I've really cared to watch was the quarterback for Virginia. He's not bad.
He's not bad. He's okay.
He's okay.
He dabbles. Yeah. I got Virginia winning. I got them winning by 3 scores. Give me 38-17. I think it's a little bit worse this time. For another one of those reasons of they know that if they lose, there's not going to be an ACC team in the college football playoffs. They're like, all right, we got to win for the boys,
Yeah, throw the game.
For the game.
They're just happy they're there.
Yeah. Please look at Kennedy's comment on here.
Do y'all have access to the comments right now? We have got to get the guy off here. He is going crazy. Whoever Sassy Bay Gay is, man. We don't use that kind of language here, brother. We all friends here.
What's he talking about?
So.
Oh my Lord.
Just be a decent human. Pat McAfee in the middle, you suck. Let's go. He's talking about KO.
Oh,
I can't see these. My phone's
I'm looking.
You got to pop them up.
McAfee in the middle, you suck. Oh yeah.
All right, but anyway, brother, you're.
Hey, what did we say the other day? What we said the other day, Bryce, about the burners? Bunch of hoods. If you got a burner and you are anonymous and you are chatting on people's stuff without showing your face, you are you have no credibility.
We're a loving group here.
Wiener.
Yes. You have no credibility in life.
Yeah.
We cut up and joke. We make fun. We all have fun with it, but we don't belittle each other in a harmful way. That's just not what we stand for here. So, Kyle, did you give a score prediction on that?
Yeah,
did you give a score prediction on that game? 38-17. We're all there, boys. We're all there, right neck and neck with each other.
Bryce,
all right, we're going to hit this chat one more time. Real quick. I didn't even know that was the exact score. That's insane. That was just a mere assessment of them.
Look at Preggers. Look at Preggers. She's so mad.
All right. We'll wrap it up. Tyler Settles, how does Texas get in the playoffs, or do they?
No, you get you gotta hang up out there.
The answer to that is no. That Texas will not make the playoffs, buddy. I'm sorry. I made a point that they should. That I think that 9-3 record doesn't dictate what that team actually is. And if you want to start punishing rankings for non-division losses or non-conference losses, then you'll start seeing a lot of these good games go away.
Yep.
That's my take on it. But
best 9-3 team right now.
And then if Texas was 10-2 and Vanderbilt was 10-2, but Vandy lost to Texas, Vandy wouldn't be in this conversation right now, unfortunately. So that's the way I see it. And right now, in my mind, as bad as it hurts me to say it, for Vandy, if I had to really sit down and nitpick and choose between a 9-3 Texas and a 10-2 Vanderbilt, I would pick a 9-3 Texas. I'm sorry. They've beaten 3 top 10 teams this season.
And beat Vanderbilt.
And they beat Vandy.
Well,
they were one of the 3.
To be honest with you, I think this committee is going to keep both of them out just because of that. Because at the end of the day, right now, Miami's on the outside looking in, and they beat Notre Dame. So that's why I feel like,
Tyler Settle says, I agree they shouldn't have dropped to Florida. I agree. I won't be mad either way. Tyler, my response to that is you lost to Florida, yes, but we watched a team play in the national championship last year that lost to Northern Illinois at home with Notre Dame, and an independent team in Notre Dame that's 10-2 is sitting here right now fixing to make the playoffs.
Number 10.
And they don't have to play a conference championship. So
so they're not going to get.
They're in the loop. Yeah, they're limbo right now.
Yeah. So, anything else to add, boys, before we get off here? This was a fantastic show. I enjoyed it completely. The film was fun. The new introduction video was fun. The new background's fun. And y'all guys are fun in the chat. So make sure y'all like and subscribe. Make sure y'all are sharing our page to everybody, because we need to get this thing rolling, man. Come on. Let's get to 500 subscribers. That's what we need to get at. We're at 205 right now. We all at.
For everybody that shares on their Facebook, Kyle will give you a Farm Bureau cooler.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Farm Bureau hat. How about that?
Everybody gets a cooler and a hat. And he actually said that he'll put a down payment on your next house if you like and subscribe.
Oh my God.
Pay for your kids' college.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah. All right. It's been an episode of The Common Fan. Appreciate everybody. We'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.
You've been listening to The Common Fan.
See y'all next time. Same tailgate.